Porsche Half11. If you're a lover of anything classic 911, you might want to look away now. The Porsche Half11 is the car you bring up when you want to make Porsche purists go insane. Before we continue, please don't forget to like, share, and comment on this video. Subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell on so you don't miss our next video. The Half11 is a V8 engined tube-frame sports car with a front bodywork of a 911 from the early 70s and a tail section of an open-wheel racer from about the same period. Stain Lab released a bulk of renders, and it looks insane. What's even more insane is that it's almost ready to roll. The 911 essentially follows the same design language drawn up by Ferdinand Butzi Porsche in the early 60s. This is, by and large, quite unique in the automotive world. But while the looks of a 911 haven't really changed with the passing of time, the technology has in what was once sportier. Singer Vehicles is maybe the company that does this the best, but the folks at Stain Lab want to have a stab at it too. But they're not following the beaten path. Instead, they're building a mid-engine version of the 911, one that lacks a roof or rear bodywork. They quickly figured it's almost beyond saving, so the plan they devised was simple. Well, not really, but it sounds sort of simple. Cut the rear half off, dispose of it, and in its place weld a tube frame that will support an exposed V8 engine, as well as the suspension components, the brakes, and all the other stuff needed. Then mount some huge dragster-esque tires and bolt a god almighty wing to top things off. And you've got the car Porsche would have created if the world of sports car racing would have been devoid of prototypes. They've decided to create a whole story for the Half11, one that takes place in an alternate universe that's different from ours. The Stain Lab crew has sprinkled on its Instagram feed, among cool renders of the Half11, tongue-in-cheek photoshopped images of the Half11 and period photos, inducing the idea that it really happened and some Instagrammers bought it. You'll see the Half11 tentatively follow some 970s through the fast bends at Monza in 1970 or hurtling down the pit lane at Nürburgring in 1972. Auto Week inquired Bryden about the project, and he has upfront about the team's love of Porsches. We are huge history buffs, huge fans of brands, and finally love to question and pose what-if questions. The car is generally there, the car is cut, the roll cage is somewhat built out, and a lot of parts have been purchased. What hasn't been built yet is being refined in the CAD programs. While we are probably about 6 to 9 months away from being able to drive that, it may be done faster or take longer, we have no idea. The project isn't done yet, but we should see the Half11 roll out of the workshop in about 6 to 9 months to scare away everyone who thought the RWB 993s was ludicrous.